Well, we could get a lot of views, man.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the views, you know, the YouTube rich policy. We're gonna be rich.
I fucking love a bit of that, boy.
Some of this.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna plug this in.
Oh shit, we're live as well. I've done that.
See if we can stay connected here. Fuck yeah, everything's broke all the time. Now I gotta put a new pump in. My brand new pump across the street's blown out because I didn't drain the water out of it like a dummy. I don't know why the hell I didn't do that. I thought I did, I think.
Yeah, when we forget the procedures of these things, you know, man, they soon fuck up on us, don't they? You know.
Well, you can't remember it all the time, you know.
Well, this is it. We're not fucking robots. We're not superhuman. What we're meant to do, other than our best.
Yeah. All you can do is do. I used to be hyper conscious on every little thing and be over worried about all the fucking doodads and thingamadoos, but after I had kids, it's like everything just went fuck it. So
priorities changing us, bro, man. Priorities change. We realise the material world don't mean jack shit, you know.
That's it. Now it's either
although we need it to put bread on the table for the damn offspring we've just created.
Well, yeah, and see, that's where I'm lucky to be in the position I'm in, so it don't take a whole lot for me to do that.
Yeah, and I'm lucky too, Tom, because all my offspring can feed themselves. My youngest is 21. Lovely.
Yep, and we'll be starting this garden here pretty soon.
Awesome.
I've been trying not to buy a new phone holder, but I might have to because I'm getting tired of this rinky-dink setup I got.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually this Noga is a good setup. It's just that stand was so light and compact, but that's why it broke so easy, you know?
Yeah, this is it. You see that they give you mobility, but without strength.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that I ran it over with the skid steer either, but you know.
Anyway, let's not get bogged down with who done what with what.
Minor little thing like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna tear out one of these hillsides here and put a pergola.
Oh yeah. Listen, I heard somewhere that those tracks are designed to run over an egg without cracking it. So there's something wrong with that damn phone stand. I'm telling you, brother.
That's what I was saying. You know, it's like 6 psi or something.
Exactly.
Cheap Chinesium. Oh, I got a stain on my knickers. That shit. It doesn't matter what you're doing. That stuff gets on everything.
Yeah, man.
Good thing it was bad. Otherwise, it'd be slimed up everywhere. Yeah, that was a chore. I can't believe I found those 2 pieces of train track that far down. They used to, I'll show you these 2 pieces that I found. I've been finding them all over, but they used to have 2 boathouses. People from here used to work at the mines. That's all they ever used to do around here. Like that cabin down there that I redid was built out of fucking dynamite crates from the mine. And what they did is they laid all these train tracks that they got from the mine from taking out or replacing them for the ore carts. And they ran these right down into the lake so they could get their boats in and out.
Yeah.
Well, I just found those 2 7 feet or 6 foot down right there where I put that line today. So that's how much sand has built up through here, you know. And this last year, this last year we got 2.5 foot built up right here. That's why I came through here with the skid steer and leveled this out. The dang picnic table was buried.
It's a lot. I've seen it. Hey, Tiff, welcome and girl. Good to see you.
So slow and steady. But you see that sand already dissipated in from getting dried out.
Absolutely. Nature always claims back what's her own. Always.
Yep. Yep. And that's why you don't see any docks on this lake, because you can have a harbor with a ship port, but you're not going to have no rinky dink docks out here. It looks nice and calm from here, but give it 15 minutes in a squall and it's so big yet so small that the choppiness of this lake is worse than the ocean, they say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look how it freezes up in the winter. Look at the size of the waves that freeze up and how it comes when it all crushes up together up against the bank.
Yeah. And look, there's still one iceberg left way over here. You see a little bit of white over there.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been watching it. I thought it was something else at first, but it's not. Oh, there's the eagle too.
Over the eagle's nest.
He's over there hunting for some foods. But, yeah, that's called Shot Point right there. And every house on that whole little peninsula, island, or whatever you want to call it, peninsula, all the houses have terrible water. And they're in a flood zone over there too, so they can't get insured or all this bullshit, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's a beautiful view, Tiffany says. Oh, thank you, my girl. I think she's looking at me there. What do you say, Tom?
Well, she's probably looking at you, but thinking of me, probably.
You know the one, brother. All the choices, damn choices a girl has to make.
Right, right. 6 in one, 3 in the other. I mean, it's whatever.
That's lucky if you got 6 fingers on each hand.
Well, I'll tell you what, my math would be a little better. It
Must be a
been
southern thing.
These days like today make it worthwhile, but I'll tell you what, it's all the in-betweens that really suck.
It's the work that goes into the serenity. You know, people just want the peace and serenity without ever realizing the magnitude of work behind it all.
Well, yeah, and that's I get a kick out of some of these people come in and they say certain things, you know, which I understand. People just talk. I do it all the time, but oh, you just got this and you just got that. It's like, you know, sometimes you just want to say, yeah, we just got it, and we maintain it and this and that. You know?
Yeah, we
Holy
keep
fuck.
the damn thing going. We're feeding the beast.
Pay the taxes and fuck. Houses are the worst fucking investment if you're not selling them.
Absolutely. Houses aren't built for people. Houses are built for banks.
Exactly. You know, and luckily I'm a builder, so I've always progressed instead of digressed. But I tell you what, in a 30-year span, if you keep a house, you're going to end up spending, especially nowadays, if you're paying $2,000 a year in a property tax for a little piece of shit piece of land, in 30 years, that's $60,000 that you just gave away. You know,
That's right.
people don't think of that. And then you see some of these places that are millions of dollars. I had a buddy once that had it was in Michigan, lower downstate. His taxes were 30 grand a year. And I thought, holy fuck, you need a job just to pay for your taxes.
Oh,
And
Lord.
that's not heating. He had 4 furnaces in that house. I was like, holy fuck, bro. You're on crack. Get rid of this. I'd rather live in a camper.
That is a lot of dead money.
Yeah. You know, 4 years.
For cluster bombs and laser guided weapons and goodness knows, you know, that's what that money goes to.
Oh, of course. Giving it all to the club.
Exactly. Death, destruction, maiming and killing, all in the name of God. Lovely jubbly.
It's definitely not for the people of the world.
No. Well, I say if it's in the name of God, let God pay for the damn cluster bombs that you're dropping.
Yeah.
Not us.
You know, I'm so tired of the fucking rigmarole. People are just getting blindsided left and right. Start teaching of different cultures and how still in today's world, there's tribes that pay 40 fucking cows for the wife. And if you don't have it, you ain't allowed to see
You know,
that wife. In
that's
today's,
right.
right now.
Yeah.
People need to learn the culture.
In our history, that used to go on, in it was called tutelage, where you had to pay a bond for your woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's just people are so spoiled nowadays that they easily overlook these things. What the fuck?
Ain't that true? Ain't that fucking true? Since he invented the automatic washing machine, the world has gone mad.
I'm telling you, bread sliced already? What the?
Garlic, bread.
Easter eggs with chocolate?
What do you mean you put garlic on bread? It's a damn revelation.
Salt shaker.
Everything now has got to be pulled. You have to have pulled pork and pulled chicken and pulled beef. It's all got to be pulled. What's it all of? The world has gone
But don't
fucking
get
crazy.
caught pulling your own.
Exactly, you know. That's extra. You put extra money for that.
Yeah, that's craziness.
In May, Tiffany, it's nearly May now. Round the corner, girl. I am counting the days.
Yeah, I hope we have a really mild but good summer.
Yeah,
We
because
need
that entailed a nice, mild, good winter.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this was a long winter for me.
Yeah, man, the boiler breaking down and whatnot like that, you know, the furnace going.
Well, it's just monotonous being sick, and not being able to. It's just too damn cold to do anything. I can't feel when it gets cold, my hands hurt so bad.
And it all lies on you, bro. Well, you'll have some help soon enough, don't worry.
Yeah.
A lot. That's what people, and that's what I mean when people come in and say, "Oh, what a view! I'd love to be there." I bet you wouldn't love to do what it takes to be there.
It must be nice having all them tools. It must be nice having this. It must be nice to do this and that. Well, I mean, it can be, yes, but all the things that go to get you there are the hard parts.
That's right.
We got a clan of girls heading my way. When I was younger, I'd be excited for
that. With it comes much responsibility.
Oh, you brought me alcohol. Oh, these are my favorite girls.
Thank you, Tiff. I hope it does it too. Thank you very much.
You got Andy on there?
Yeah.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, girl, how are you?
She said, "Is he cute
and single?"
And single?
No.
Hi, Andy.
Hi there.
He is cute. He is cute. Darn it! All the cute ones are always taken. Well, and he lives far, far away. That's the way I like it.
It's hard here, bud.
It's hard here being the only man. Is that what you're saying? It's hard being the only man.
The burden you carry, brother. Being a standard bearer, brother. That's why you was granted those shoulders.
Hey, it must be rough,
Anyway, that answered the question. No, he isn't cute. Just an old man.
No, she said, "Oh, yes, he is."
Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, your phone must be shit.
Like I said before, boots on the ground, bud.
That's right, buddy. And that's a phrase that's remained within me. And so, in the first instance, when I can, I fucking shall. Have no fear of that. Look, right here next to me. I don't know if people keep theirs right, brother, but mine's here, right next to me. I'm good to fucking go. Go. That's right.
I got no
Literally.
inkling to have one of them.
No, me neither, but I have to have one to get there.
Right. No, that's one lucky thing that I was born in this shithole instead of that shithole, you know?
Exactly, yeah, man. I've only had this 12 months. I didn't get it until I was 50.
Right. I
Because
had one because I went to the Bahamas and shit before, but that was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
I went to St. Lucia, which is out there in the Caribbean. You know, that's a lovely part of the world. But yeah, cheers anyway.
I would love to have a boat big enough to have like 2 staterooms and 2 bunk rooms, you know, like a 70-foot, you know, because you can get them fairly cheap if you want to fix them up yourself, you know.
That's right. That's
I
right.
think
My lad's about to 70-footer. I done a live from there today.
right, yeah, I seen it. Them are cool looking boats. They're real slender though, hey.
But they're commercial affairs. They used to carry loads. They used to carry products, but now they carry people.
Well, they're made like that to go up all them narrow canals.
That's right. Before the roads was built in this country, the canal and the towpath alongside, them boats was pulled by a horse.
Yeah.
The horse towed them along, you know, and then they got to a tunnel.
Oh yeah, I think I did see something about that.
Yeah, and then men would lay on top of the boat, lay on their backs, and then they would walk the tunnels to walk the boat through, and that's how they would power the boat through the tunnel. And the men used to earn a wage every day, laying on their back, walking boats through the tunnels.
The thing is, I've been watching them shows for years now, but the thing that I would rather have is probably a catamaran, because them big boats like that, they run about 8 to 12 knots. Well, a catamaran can do that, and then you're not even spending any fuel, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Well, in the British canals, man, you can't go over 4 miles per hour.
Right. For
Because
weight.
of for the wake, you know, it knocks, especially for the other houseboats, it smashes them all around, man. So people generally go around 3 mile an hour anyway, man. They just tug along. A lot of them have got like a 2-cylinder, like a cement mixer engine.
Yeah.
A 2-cylinder cement mixer engine, a Lister engine. A lot of the older boats have got little engines just like that. It's all they need.
Right. Old hit and miss.
Yeah, bub, and away they go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely probably one day. I know I got a gold mine across the street. It's just getting there, you know. I got someone coming to camp tomorrow, actually. But if I did it right, if I went and just took out a loan, but I'm stubborn and fuck a loan, then I could just pay for it all and have it bringing in money. But I don't want to give other people money for nothing, you know?
That's right. If it was interest free, you might be interested, but otherwise, no, thank you.
Fuck them.
Godspeed, bro. It'll happen at the right time. It'll happen as and when it should, as it should.
Well, it would have already happened had I not be sick all the fucking time. I go through these patches where I'll be good for a week or something, but then I'll be down for a week, and that just fucks everything up. I'd be out doing contracts, you know, if I knew that I could fucking work steadily. But I'm not gonna take on work knowing that I can't, you know.
You're up and down.
What am I gonna do? Hey, I can probably come this week, but who knows about next week? That doesn't work, you know.
That's right, when you're quoting them for it, you know, bro. You got to be conscious of your diet, Tom. Be conscious of what you're eating, bro.
Oh, I bet.
Make sure you're eating enough electrolytes and stuff, especially in the winter time, because you're not getting the vitamin D. You're not getting the proper vitamin C. You got to make sure you're eating all that. Probably stuff we don't like, the dark greens.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Robin was buying this green drink. All right, you mix it up, and it doesn't mix for shit because it's all greens. And for 2 months, I took it, and I was like, this shit ain't doing nothing, but I was feeling a little better. Well, then she stopped buying it, and I just went, I said, well, we're going to buy that shit again.
Yeah.
So
you want sea moss, kale, spinach.
And I think that's what it's got all that shit in there.
You want all of that stuff in there, bro. You need to continuously keep replenishing yourself with it, because our health and wealth comes from what we ingest.
Yeah, well, whatever this stuff is, I'll get the name of it, but it obviously was doing something, because I was getting that apartment done, and then when I stopped taking it, all of a sudden I got sick, and then I fucking when you get dizzy and headache and my kidneys felt swollen for 2 days, and then I got real sick, so it was like,
well, there's only two ways we our species can get ill. One is mucus and one is inflammation. All the rest are symptoms of inflammation, like cancer and all those things. They're all symptoms of inflammation. And we if we mind how our inflammatories are and our pH level, like a fish tank, if we keep our pH neutral instead of acidic, like we mostly are because of those fizzy drinks, we won't suffer as bad, brother. Who's that strong?
That's me, eh?
That his name's Tom. He's sitting on the beach.
I'm Canadian, don't you know?
Don't you know, eh?
Yeah, no, well, I've been thinking a lot lately about fucking parasites. We all got parasites.
Yeah, so we have to have cleanses.
They say that 90% of issues come from the shit of the parasite,
That's right.
And it makes sense.
It's healthy gut. You have to have a healthy gut because the gut bacteria takes out the bad bacteria, and that's what it's all about. And that's why I'm saying it's important that we know what we're eating.
Yeah.
And so with mucus and inflammation being the two key issues, the only one thing that creates mucus in the body is dairy. And so when we're mindful that we're not eating too much dairy, when we're mindful, you see that we're drinking good water and we're eating clean food, it makes a whole lot of difference on our health because you're suffering because you've got low immunity. When we're not taking the right efficient minerals and vitamins and everything that we need, oils and everything that we need from nuts and berries and fruits, we're in deficiency. We have deficiencies.
Well, the part that pisses me off is I never felt bad until COVID hit me, So what the fuck did that really do to people, And I know I'm not the only one.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a story that's yet to be played out, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Nikki?
Don't say biceps. Want to say a man? I'm just an old man. Come on now.
Settle down. The teeth are worn down, but not that far.
Bro, I'm still kicking. I'm still breathing. We're all right.
Hey, we're all lucky to be living in this world together at the same time. Could be a lot worse.
Activity. It's all about activity. Although you're out there right now, you're in pain, you're hurting, you're fucking aching, you don't want to be doing the things that you're doing, but you're plugging away doing them, bro. And that's what's keeping you going, is that activity. When we're keeping active, it keeps the heart pumping, it keeps the mind at rest because you're thinking about what you're doing. You're not getting lost in other shit of this world.
I don't know how a lot of these people can do that. They sit on here. There's new people on here. They're sitting there living in their car going, I wish. Motherfucker, it doesn't work like that. What are you going to wish about? You can't get the fuck out of that car and go make it happen.
I want a bike. I want a bike.
They got 10,000 fucking subscribers, these fucks. Holy shit.
I don't give a shit about numbers and subscribers on this damn.
I don't either. I'm just saying, it's like, what in the fuck?
It's crazy. It takes over people, man. It really
We're
takes over
putting crowns on pieces of shit in the world, these public fucking officials and movie stars and all this shit. There's over 10,000 people in the U.S. that have over $100 million on the bank. $100 million? What the fuck are you going to do with all that money? And then there's people living on the fucking street. What the fuck?
Well, it's said that Elon Musk has enough millions to give every living man $1 million and still have some change.
Really? Well, and that's just Elon, and he's not the richest man.
No, of course he isn't. He's the Muppet that they put forward, like Trump or anybody else, the Muppets that they put forward for us all to watch on the TV.
He's the newest richest man, but he ain't the richest by far.
No, that's right.
Tell me some of them Saudi families got fucking trillions of dollars.
Brother, sure, the rich ones, we don't know their names.
No.
And we're not meant to, like the Borgias and stuff, we're not meant to know their names. We're not meant to know who they are. They're behind the scenes. They're the ones pulling the fucking strings for the puppets that we see, like Trump and Elon Musk and whoever fucking else, Wikipedia guy and whoever else.
Well, and that's why they're trying to censor this shit so much, because we're starting to ask the right questions, you know, and shine the light in the right areas. Motherfuckers, and it's the silly question.
It's the silly, dumb man questions that they can't come at with a complicated legal answer because it's such a fucking dumb question. And it's those dumb questions that are revealing their fraudulent behaviour. Yes, Stoner, how are you, brother? It's true, man, because we live in a layman's world. And that's what the legal system is, to make it all complicated and all jingle jargle. And we're not meant to speak legally, Japanese, dirtinese, and all that, anything else. And it's made that way by design, because when it comes down to it, it's your word against theirs. And that's why the language is so misconstrued. One word can mean 3 different things depending on what narrative and what sentence we're putting it in.
Yep. You start fucking flogging them.
And it's by design, bro. It's by design. They need standing up against. How much are bullets in your country? About 8 pence. Nice and cheap, aren't they? But just stand them against the wall, man, and give them all. And I'd put a bullet in a revolver, and one by one, I'd pass each of them the revolver and make them shoot each other until it come down to the last man, and I'd have the pleasure.
Not even that. I'll give them all sharp fucking sporks.
No, blunt sporks.
Here you go, you roaches. And then whoever, you know, then we get to redistribute the wealth to the people that fucking deserve to live a comfortable life. Because there's a lot of us out there that don't deserve what the fuck we got to go through.
That's right.
Other countries, all these hardworking people that are subject to pennies for a week, you know. And I'm not really just talking about the U.S. I'm talking about all the other countries that have been ripped off forever, you know?
Everybody is.
Crazy.
Everybody. They're all under the same government, under the same system.
Yeah.
And if you're not accepting their code, if you're not accepting their ways, if you're not accepting their currency and banking system, you'll find that you're at war with them. So if you look around the world at the moment and look who's at war, they're the ones that don't agree with the system that's been imposed on us at the moment.
Yeah. Just like Haiti right now, the U.S. had their fucking president killed, and it's all over money and fucking precious ground, you know? Yeah, well, it's their fucking ground. Let them have it.
That's right.
Big corporations coming in there with their fucking money-grubbing dick beaters.
Exactly. Instead of making a fair trade with them, as they like to make out, they're making fair trade. They just have to come and bomb and steal and rape and pillage and plunder like the good old days. Nothing's ever changed.
Why be fair when you can just take it?
Yeah, that's right. You know, why use equity when you can just go in and rape, pillage, and plunder every man and their damn dog?
Well, it's just think whoever that these people got the balls to stand up to these fucking things, and I hope that never ceases to be.
Well, the system lives in biblical terms, you know, and that they've got to fulfill the book. And when you look at the book of Revelation, which is something they've written anyway, it's done by the hand of man, they have to fulfill it. That's the rules. And it clearly states in there, the last shall be first. And those oppressors and rulers shall become our footstool.
Amen to that. All I know is I get sand in my toes in the summer, and that's about it. All we can do is hope and wish, eh? Hope and wish. In the meantime, I'll be breaking and fixing shit.
Mm-hmm. Hold the damn faith.
I hate to get rid of these dang trees, but I don't think we're going to have a choice. There's some big ones over here, like them big pines right there.
Yeah, not if the ground's disappearing from underneath them, you're not going to have no choice.
Yeah, well, that one's already leaning towards their house, so that one's there's a lot of good lumber in there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And these oaks right here, they're kind of rare around here. But there's some good lumber in them too, but all of them gotta go, you know. A lot of them gotta go, and then all of these gotta go. Them two gotta go, and then if I flatten that all off right there, I could do a pretty badass little octagonal, 24-foot octagonal.
Is that your Four Seasons room there?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to be a part of doing that and the tree house.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the treehouse this year, but this thing is definitely gonna happen. We'll see what happens, but for surely this one. But I got to get this young lady over there living in the rental, and then that'll give me extra. That'll give me extra, because right now she's living in the carriage house right there. She rents that, but we rent that out all summer long for big dollars. So she's got to get out of there, and she's going to move across the street full time, and then I'll have some money, because the biggest thing with this is the foundation, and that everything costs so much, and I got to do foam on the bottom to have heated floors, and that's $1,000 just to have that foam.
Yeah, I know the one.
You're talking $3,000-$4,000 just for the foundation, for the block work, and for that foam.
Yeah. A lot of money is spent in the ground. The foundation's got to be right.
Right. But then, you know, it will, and maybe even I'll do a sauna hook to it. We'll see. But I got to get, when this neighbor comes, see, all this land used to be owned by Robin's parents, or her family at one time. Her uncle owned that one, and that one was her other uncle, and her aunt owned the one next to us, and her mom owned this one, and then her other aunt owns the one on the other side of there, you know. And then they owned all my land too way back in the day. They had a sawmill over there. So when I bought all that, everyone was like, "Yay, we're getting all the land back in our family." And I was like, "Hang on a minute." But so basically, yeah. Once I get all that shit on the wraps, and we could start making some money to spend on this shit, because I don't just like spending money for nothing. If I spend money, it's got to be to make money.
Absolutely.
And that's why I got what I got, you know. I ain't got all the best of the shit in the world, but it works.
But it belongs to you, bro. It belongs to you, nobody else. You're not hiring it. You're not paying monthly for it. It belongs to you.
I don't got no loans or none of that shit. I went through a divorce and ended up with money in my pocket, not in debt, you know, or splitting things due to fucking mortgages and all that other shit.
Yeah, man.
But
I'm not sure if the chat's frozen or what. It said no people a minute ago. People have been thrown out or what's happened. But it says 5 back in now.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were probably speaking what they didn't like to hear.
As always.
You know, they shut us down. It ain't rocket science, these freaking wieners. You see some of the things people are talking about, and they got 1,000 fucking people in there. It's like, how?
Yeah. If me and you if we got our tits out and stuff like that, things would change. You know, put a dress on.
Well, yeah, exactly. Although I tell you what, when I am doing actual building stuff, like when I was doing the roof right there with that rotten roof, that day I had about 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on what you're doing, you know. If you're, they definitely don't want you talking about things that matter and buck the system.
Sure.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna jump off. I gotta get this stuff all put in the shop, and we lose service going back and forth. So
yeah. Okay.
It was good talking to you, man, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just hook me up and we'll come on. And thanks for having me, man. It's been awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thank everybody in the chat for coming by.
Yeah. Thanks, chat. See you later.
A bit, bro.